All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. Okay, so in yesterday's video, after we had this bounce here and we were starting to creep up, I talked about this creep to the upside. I was a little bit concerned about it because of the decrease in open interest we were seeing as we were making this push up. And also, if we go into our volume here and we look at our volume overall has been decreasing on this entire push up here, which usually when you see volume decreasing on a push up, that means it's more of a corrective move rather than an impulsive move to the upside. And we could see a rejection from a lower high and then continue to make new lows. Now, where we did reject yesterday, I talked about this in the video yesterday. I talked about, really, for me, I was interested in two local resistances. I was interested in the golden pocket and anchored VWAP from this last hourly push down. So if we go to our golden pocket here, and it was also our anchored VWAP. If you go back into yesterday's video, you can see that it was this area here was my first area of resistance I was looking, and then the second area of resistance was going to be the Fibonacci pull from the all-time high down to those lows, and that's our 105 area, which we have a naked weekly point of control, a naked daily point of control. It's also the point of control of our 9-day range through here, this upper range that we were forming over the last 9 days before the dump on Sunday. And those were my two areas of resistance I was really interested in. Now we got to push up into this area here, hit the golden pocket, and we saw a pretty aggressive dump to the downside. Now, in yesterday's video, I did talk about how I'd wanted to see a higher low come in at our pitchfork band, and it was also our value area high. Now, quick side note, guys, I just re-pulled that range from November 11th to present day, and I reset the value area high because the value area high was a bit down here. It was actually like right here at about 102.2. It was 102.250-ish or so. And I just reset the value area high to this area now because the value area high has changed just a little bit with this most recent couple days of price action here. So, but let me keep the value area high where it's at right now. And I'm going to zoom in on the chart and we're going to show you guys kind of what happened here. So overnight, when I was making yesterday's video, we were right around the value area high and we were trying to bust above it to flip it to support. So overnight, we kind of got slowly grinded above it and we were kind of seeing this chop down all morning long. It was just slow, boring chop down. And we did come test, actually, the value area high was, it was right around here. Actually, let's go into my video and we can see where that was. Down to, let's see here. Have our value area low that's right in this box of support with that up, or this last move down, excuse me. You can see our VWAP. All right, well, it was around that area. So, and we came down to it, we back tested it, we got the push up into our resistance, came down again, back tested it a second time, and I kept posting about this real time in the Discord, how we every time we'd come down to it, we would bounce, but we were seeing, and on this third bounce, I said, you guys, if we don't hold it here, next time we come down, we're going to break through it, and that's what happened. So we had 3 bounces throughout the day today, trying to hold above it. We just couldn't get we couldn't sustain any real move to the upside. We kind of had, this is kind of like almost like a failed auction type of price action to get above the value area high. And then we saw the dump through it. Now, the catalyst for this dump was helped a little bit. I did see right when the dump was happening, I saw something on X about crypto.com delisting USDT starting at the end of January, I think January 31st or something. And so that might have been kind of a catalyst for us to dump through here. And we dumped through, we dumped down to about the bottom of the band. We did wick a little bit past the bottom of the band. And now we're making a push up. We were able to, you can see on low time frame, let's zoom in onto the 5-minute real quick. Let me get rid of this volume, get it out of our way. And you can see we pretty much instantly came back above the band, back tested the band, came here, back tested again, and now we're pushing up towards our value area high. Now, we need to change that value area high. I'm going to update it to today's most current price action. So if we turn on that range right now, you can see our value area high has been pushed up higher. And we're going to just put it on the most current price action here. Let's actually zoom in and get this really accurate. And we want to now, because we're going to look at this, once we have it on our most recent price action, and we zoom out, we're on the 4-hour chart. Let me get rid of this, clean up the chart. Now, can you guys see something here? This does look to me like yesterday we came down, we bounced from our point of control. We're doing a bearish back test of this value area high, and it's looking to me like we're rejecting from this value area high, and now we're making a move down. So if we can't get above this value area high in the next couple days, we might be reestablishing price action within. We might be reestablishing the fair value of Bitcoin within the bigger range. And if we do that, we can see another move at least down to the point of control. Bybit's point of control, remember, is down a little bit lower. We did front run Bybit's point of control. So it's in this box here, around 97K. And our golden pocket's also down here. We also have the liquidity grab of these lows, that key last low of the last time this band held as support before we got our parabolic move to the midline. So there's key resistance down there. And if we do kind of confirm, you know, we were chopping around above the value area high, lost the value area high, bounced from the point of control. If we're coming up for this bearish back test of the value area high and we're rejecting, we might come down here and then see maybe another try. Either we can come down here, bounce, and that's going to be our low, or we might break it and then flip it to resistance and continue much lower. So that is a possibility with the bear divs we're seeing on the daily, those 3 drives of bear divs we're seeing on the daily. We do have to consider that we could go much lower. But right now, until we play level to level and until we lose this major support at 96.8 to 96.2, this is our level that we need to watch to hold. But to me, this looks like kind of some failed price action type of failed auction type price action above our value area high. We drop below it. We're back testing it today bearishly, and we're seeing a rejection. And so on very low time frame, we have to remember that tomorrow is the FOMC meeting. And so we're probably going to see a lot of low volume chop until the FOMC meeting tomorrow. So we can just kind of look in this range that we've been trading today, something like, you know, this price action here. We can look at this as kind of a range that we're looking at. And so if now we do have our, let me hide this now, get it out of our way. We are bouncing from the bottom of the band. We could maybe just come up to, if we're going to chop around for a bit in here, the value area high is now aligning near the top of that band again, and that could be a rejection area where we could look for a rejection and a second back test overall of this value area high, a bearish back test where we can now continue to come down and actually hit into this box of support. So that's kind of what I'm watching for. I think that it's going to be a little bit boring until the FOMC meeting. We're probably just going to see some low volume chop, sideways range type price action. Until then, we just have to continue watching. Now, if we zoom back out here and we go on to the 2 resistances I talked about yesterday. I talked about the anchored VWAP and golden pocket where we got the rejection from today. And then I also talked about if we do a Fibonacci pull from our all-time high down to our lows here. And let me fix this. All-time high to lows at that 105 area is our point of control of this 9-day range that we were in. So if we do the point of control of this range here, that is in there. And then we also have a naked weekly point of control and a naked daily point of control at this 105 to 105.2 area. So this is a very strong resistance. And if we do make another move up to that, we could be watching for a rejection from this area and then a move down here as well. Couple things to watch. We're just watching these ranges, but you can also see the value area low of this smaller 9-day range, this upper price action here. We kind of rejected from a back test of the value area low of this range as well. overall, if we look at the 4-hour chart, really even the 1-hour chart, we're not even really able to get candle closes above these levels here. So that is a bit concerning. And even if we do come up to our local golden pocket now, we could see a rejection or our local 786. So let's actually do this here, and let's do our 786. So 786 here. Okay, so that 786 is around the value area high and the pitchfork band, the top of the pitchfork band. So this could be an area where we could look for a small rejection here to continue further down. All right. Other than that, let's just continue to watch Bitcoin. We have our major supports below us. We have our resistances above us here. We also do have our 786 of this same fib pull from the all-time high to those lows. Our 786 is around our value area high. And then we also have these semi-equal highs of liquidity up here where we could take that liquidity as well. So this area here, and I believe we have a naked daily point of control up there. Yeah, 107.9-ish pretty much. 108-ish. So that naked daily point of control up here as well. So we could look at this area up here as a resistance area as well. All right, let me go on to another chart now, and I want to show you guys this chart here. This pitchfork is a big pitchfork that I pulled from way lower. This was our move from, what was that? The 25K area. Let me get this right on. From our 25K area, all of our wave 4 correction on the big weekly impulse that we were seeing, and pretty much the end of where the Trump, election happened, and we saw the breakout after the Trump election. No, I'm sorry, that was this area. This was after the BlackRock listing. No, I'm faking myself out. I'm sorry, that was after the Trump election. And then this has been the few months since then. Okay, so this pitchfork here, last time we hit into it, we've hit into the top of it like 3 times, and every time we get a rejection from the top of this pitchfork here. And so we did the swing failure pattern into the top of the pitchfork, got the new all-time high. We dropped. You can see this band of support, though, has really been holding us overall. The upper part of the band was holding through all of this, and then the lower part of the band held 3 times overall through here on the daily time frame, not closing daily wicks below it. And so what we have here is yesterday on the crash to the downside, we did drop to back test the top of the band again, and we did see a strong bounce. We're closing down below that. But because we did front run the point of control of this range here, and we did front run our golden pocket, we could look for a move down. It is a possibility that we could range for a few days until the alignment happens with the pitchfork band here. So what would that be next Thursday? We could range all the way till next Thursday and not actually come down to this support. And it would be really nice confluence with the bottom of the band again. And then we could see a move up. Do I think overall that we're going to make new all-time highs? I do think we can come up one more time to make new all-time highs, but we need to be aware. We do have triple bearish divs, 3 drives of bearish div, or double drives, 3 humps of bearish div on the daily, and our money flow has been decreasing all the way through this entire range here. So that is a very bearish signal. It's one of the most bearish signals that we see on Market Cipher B. And usually these do tend to play out. A high majority of the time they do tend to play out. That doesn't mean that we can't, we could even come up one more time, because it looks like our daily is starting to look like it wants to curve here. We could even come up over the next couple weeks and make another higher low momentum wave to make 4 humps of lower momentum waves, with our money flow kind of continuing to overall come down and make another high, and then see the dump, the real bear divs play out. But we do have some key resistance up here. If it's going to take a few, a week or 2 weeks, about 112.5 to like 113-ish is going to be a resistance area at the top of the pitchfork band that has rejected us multiple times. So we need to watch that area up there. I will be watching that. If we are making more local bear divs into this pitchfork band, like, you know, hourly, 2 hourly bear divs into the pitchfork band. And if we are making a higher time frame divs into the band, you bet I'll be looking for shorts up there. All right. So other than that, that's pretty much it on Bitcoin. We can go into the liquidity real quick. So this is our Model 3, and you can see earlier today we did come in and we took about half the liquidity that was above us. But we did front run that anchored VWAP just barely, and we did front run some of the liquidity. So there is still a bit of liquidity that we didn't take on this move to the upside. But as well to the downside. Now it's not as much liquidity, but you can see there is a lot of liquidity down here, all these levels of liquidity. And really it goes down to about 94K, 94.2K, which is where our weekly level is. If I come back onto the Coinbase chart, we do have that weekly level down here at 94.5. That's also aligning pretty closely with our 786 here. Let's see which. Yeah, okay. It's aligning pretty closely with our 786 and the bottom of our pitchfork as well. Now, depending on how long that takes, our pitchfork is rising rapidly here. So it could be more in alignment with this golden pocket here. If we turn it back to our golden pocket, and if we range for a couple days, the bottom of our pitchfork, the SFP here. Let me make sure this is on here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that box of support right there, and it could be aligning really nicely with the bottom of our pitchfork if we kind of chop for a couple days. With FOMC tomorrow, we do have a catalyst that can make a big move, so we need to be aware of that. Other than that, that's kind of what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. If we reject from this value area high now, it is also our local 786 in the top of a pitchfork band. If we don't reject from that, and if we're able to get back above this here and flip it to support, I'm looking for a push up to that 105K level, at least 105K, if not higher. This 105 to 105.2 is a very strong resistance that I will be looking for a rejection at, or I'll be looking for shorts if we see confirmation. So, you know, maybe 1 hour and below bearish divs on market cipher B. Maybe look at the CVD chart to see if we're seeing local CVD absorption coming up into that or after hitting it. And then if we break that, then we have our value area high 786 and naked daily point of control. But really, I think if we break 105.2, we're probably going to make new all-time highs. I mean, this is our big resistance here, this 105 area. As far as divs right now on market cipher, let's go to, so nothing here. I mean, obviously we're making a higher low here, so we can't, for bull divs, you want to be making a lower low on the price action. So nothing here on the hourly. Let's go to the 4-hourly chart. Okay, so I do like the possibility if we do drop back down into this golden pocket here and we see the lower lows on price action, market cipher B is setting up for a higher low on the momentum wave, and we would be seeing 4-hour divs into our key support level. That would be really nice to see. And so it's a possibility for it. The way the chart is shaping out right now, it's a possibility. And then, of course, our daily, we're still seeing the multiple drives of bear div on the daily here. Money flow, though, is starting to look like it's curving out and flattening out a bit. So let's keep an eye on that over the next day or two. I suspect that if we do reject around this value area high back test for a second time, then money flow will start continuing to decrease to the downside. Let's go to our local CVD and let's check this out. All right, so I do want to show you guys this real quick. We are on the verge of making bearish CVD absorption, actually. So you can see here on the chart, from this last high here, we are making lower highs in the making, but you can see our CVD from this last high. Our CVD is actually higher now. Let's do that. Yeah, CVD is higher high on the CVD, lower high here. And then overall from these highs, you can see our open interest. I mean, it was going down for a little bit, but overall our open interest is still higher than it was. So we are possibly seeing bearish CVD absorption on the charts right now. And so with this building bearish CVD absorption, let's go on to the 12-minute chart. We're building bearish CVD absorption between this high here and the high that we're making now. Even if we come up into this area here and build a bigger, stronger bearish CVD absorption, that might give us our flush down. We need to be watching that. So watching the charts to see. All right, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. I gotta get going, you guys. I will try to do another altcoin video later today. But for now, this is it for Bitcoin. Have a good day.